Ahoy to my Year 8 legends and welcome back to Mathematics for your next lesson on algebra. Thank you for joining me. We're going to start things off with a quick riddle today. So the riddle is, the more you take, the more you leave behind. What am I? If you think you know the answer, please let me know in the comments. The first correct comment is going to win a free 6-month subscription to Mathematics. Okay, so, or alternatively, if you know a good riddle yourself, leave in the comments, and if I really like it, I might even put it in the next video. All right, starting things off with some revision on our last task. I want you to pause this video, have a go at these 3 questions for me, and see if you get them all right. I believe in you. Okay, so for the first one, it's important to remember your order of operations. We're not going to do the 7b plus 6b first. The first thing we need to do is the division. All right, so we need to do 6b divided by 3. So 6 divided by 3 is 2. So 6b divided by 3 is 2b. So now the question is essentially 7b plus 2b, which is dead simple. 7 bananas plus 2 bananas is 9 bananas. Again, for the next one, order of operations says you need to do what's inside your brackets first. So we'll do 2a times 7a will be 14a squared. And 6a times a is going to be 6a squared. So now we're doing 14a squared, take away 6a squared, collecting the like terms, 14 minus 6 is 8, so your answer is 8a squared. And for the last one, we'll do the top and the bottom of the fraction first, and then we'll do the fraction as a division, hopefully. So the top of the fraction, 12 times 6 is 72, x times y is xy, and on the bottom we have 56 xy's, take away 20 xy's, which leaves us with 36 xy. Now, luckily, 70 over 36, well, 72 divided by 36 is 2, so we get 2. And the xy and the xy dividing, it's almost like they vanish, they cancel off. So the correct answer is 2. Well done if you got that. Today's lesson is on expanding is your heading. All right, this is something that you might have seen in Year 7 if you're lucky, but in my experience, a lot of students, when they're new to this, often forget it, so we're going to go over it again. To warm up, we're going to look at what's called the distributive law. So I want you to think what the answer to 5 bracket 3 plus 7 would be. All right, an important thing to know for answering this question is that kind of like when we had 2x means 2 times x, when stuff is next to each other, it often means it is multiplying. So the 5 outside this bracket is actually multiplying. There's an invisible little times up there. Okay, this is the times. So now if I ask you to do this question, the majority of people would say, oh, I know how to do this. I've got to do the brackets first. 3 plus 7 is, of course, 10. And then 5 times 10 is 50. Okay, that is the correct answer. However, we're going to approach this from a completely different angle. We are going to use what's called the distributive law. We are going to do the 5 multiplying with the 3. And we're going to do the 5 multiplying with the 7. And we're going to add those two together. We're going to distribute this multiplied by 5 to both things inside. All right, so 5 times 3 and then plus 5 times 7. And what's interesting is that we get 5 times 3 is 15 and we get 5 times 7 is 35. And so we end up with 50, which is the correct answer from before. All right, so what we're seeing here is called the distributive law property. It basically says when you have something multiplying what's inside the bracket, it multiplies to everything inside the bracket. So we do 5 times the 3 and 5 times the 7, and then we add our answers. We can apply this to algebra, and it's called expanding. All right, so if I had a outside of x plus y in brackets, if we wanted to expand this, which means write it without the parentheses, which is the fancy word for these brackets, we could do a times x, okay, a times x, and then we can do plus a times y. Okay, so we're distributing the thing out front to both things inside, and this is called expanding. So probably a good idea to write that down for me. And now we're going to try a few examples. Starting off with some easier ones. So with the first one, we have 4 outside of x plus 9. We are expanding, which means we need to do 4 times x, which is 4x. And we need to do plussing with 4 times 9, which is 36. Okay, the thing outside has multiplied to both things inside, and that is your answer. That is your expansion. Okay, 4 times x plus 4 times 9. Hope I'm not going too slow for you. Next one, same deal. We're going to multiply the 12 outside to both things inside. So we'll get 12 times y is 12y minus 12 times 7, which would be, if my maths is correct, 84. So there is your answer, 12y, take away 84. All right, notice that there was a plus here because there was a plus in our parenthesis. There's a minus here and there was a minus inside here. Okay? Same logic for the next one, except what's outside, which is the multiplier, is minus 5. Okay, so we need to do minus 5 times b, which will give us minus 5b. And now we need to do minus 5 times plus 6. Okay, negative 5 times positive 6 gives us a negative answer of 30. So I'm going to write minus 30. Okay, so this one didn't match. This one had a plus and this is a minus because we multiplied by a negative. Okay, this was positive 4 times positive 9. This was positive 12 times negative 7. And so we got a negative answer. All right, now for the next two, a little bit more algebraic. We have a outside of a plus 10. Again, we multiply both things inside. So a multiplied with a, we write as a squared. And now we have a multiplied with 10, which is, of course, 10a. Okay, 10 lots of a. And now for the last one on this page, we have 2m multiplying first with 3m. So we've got 2 times 3 is 6. M times m is m squared. And now we have 2m multiplying with 5. So 5 lots of 2 mangoes would be 10 mangoes. And there was a minus in here, so there's a minus out there. Okay, hopefully you followed along. Maybe you got some of those correct by yourself if you really switched on. I reckon you're now ready for the tougher ones. Expand and simplify. So now all these questions have double brackets. We need to expand everything out and then use our algebra skills to simplify and tidy up the question as much as we can. All right, if you're brave, you can pause and have a go, or if you want to see me do it first, that's all right. We're going to get started now. So for this first one, we have 3 outside of x minus 7. So we're going to do expanding it. We're going to do 3x minus 3 times 7 is 21. So we've got 3x minus 21 for this bracket expanded. This one expanding, we'll do 8 times 4 is 32. 8 times x is 8x. Okay, now we collect up what we can. So we can do the 3x with the plus 8x makes 11x. And we can do the negative 21 plussing with the 32 to make positive 11. So these ones are a fair bit of work. It's kind of like 2 questions with a bonus question at the end. All right, you got to expand 2 things and then simplify. So this is a upper level algebra question, okay? For year 8 at least. Next one, same logic. We're going to expand both brackets and we're going to simplify. This one's got a bit of a trick to it. So first of all, we're going to do 2 times a is 2a. 2 times 6 is 12. Okay, now you have to be careful because this one is a negative 5 out the front. All right, we're doing negative 5 multiplying a and multiplying negative 11. All right, so negative 5 multiplied with a gets us negative 5a. But now the thing that a lot of people get wrong is they forget that with the next one, you're doing negative 5 multiplied with negative 11, so you get positive 55. Okay, negative 5a and then positive 55 because the 2 negatives are multiplying to make a positive. Okay, very common mistake across all year levels, so please look out for that one. Now we can simplify. 2 apples take away 5 apples is negative 3 apples, and 12, or positive 12 plus 55 is 67. Very good. Now the very last one. Bit more algebraic, pretty intimidating. Let's see how we go. So we have y multiplying with 9 to make 9y, and then we have minus y multiplying with y makes y squared. So there is our first bracket expanded, 9y minus y squared. Now for the second one, we have positive 6y multiplying with 3y. 6 times 3 is 18. Y times y is y squared. And now we have 6y multiplying with negative 8 to make negative 48y. Okay, positive 18y squared and then negative 48y. And now to finish off, we just simplify again. So we've got to be careful. This y squared has got a negative in front of it, so it's kind of like a negative 1y squared. So negative 1y squared plus 18y squared is positive 17y squared. And again, if you're not too flash with your positives and negatives, you can use a calculator to help you out with these ones. And 9y take away 48y will be negative 39y. All right, very impressive if you got any of those right, because they're a lot of work, and if you're new to expanding, it can be a bit intimidating. But the basic skills of just multiplying the thing out the front to both things inside is what I really want to get across today. And it's a skill that you're going to use across every level of maths for the next 4 to 5, 6 years. Okay? All right, now that you understand that, you can have a go at the task that I put on MathSpace for today. If you're still struggling and you're not really sure what you're doing or that didn't make sense, as always, contact me via email and I'm happy to help you out as best I can. And we're going to finish off today's video in Meme Corner. This is a cool meme I found online, thought you guys might like it. All right, thanks so much for watching this video. I will see you guys soon. Catch you later.